Creating journals is easier than you think. In this video, I'm going to share with you step by step on how you can create beautiful journals just like these so you can start selling them online and earning extra income. Hey friends, it's Tisha. Welcome back to another video where I share with you the tools you need to help you create and sell digital products. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use ChatGPT and Canva to create your journals. And I'm also going to show you how you can upload them to Amazon KDP so you can start selling them online. This just takes a few hours a week and you can get started selling your own journals. So I don't want to waste your time. Let's go ahead and jump into this tutorial. The first step is to determine your journal size. If you start creating your journal without knowing your page dimensions, you will have issues when you try to upload to Amazon KDP. The formatting will be off. So we need to make sure we have the correct dimensions and sizes before we create our journal. We need to get our measurements for our interior pages and all of the resources that you need to create your journal. I will leave that down below in the description box. So this page is going to explain what your trim size, bleed, and margin dimensions are. So I highly recommend that you just take some time and read through this information. It is very informative and it's going to help you understand your measurements. Okay, so we're going to just scroll down to the bottom where it says bleed. And it just shows you a quick, difference between no bleed and bleed. That's up to you. So for me, I know that I am going to create pages with bleed. So I need this page size right here. Okay, and then the next measurement that we need are our margins. So you just keep scrolling down and have some information about your margins. You can read through that. Now your margins will depend on the number of pages that your journal will have and also if it's going to be bleed or no bleed. Okay. I know that I'm creating a journal with 181 pages, so I need to go to this second row and my interior margin is going to be this number here. And I know that I'm creating pages with bleed, so then I need to go over to the third column and this is going to be my outside margin numbers that I need. Now we can head over to Canva and start creating our journal. Okay, so here we are on the Canva dashboard. We're going to create our interior pages first, and then we're going to create our cover. To get started, let's go over to the left and click on the create button. And then you want to scroll down till it says custom size. You want to change your units to inches. Now we're going to enter in our page measurements, which was 6.12 and then 9.25 and then hit create design. Okay, so now we have our page size that we need. So the next step is to set our margins. I'm going to show you the way that I like to do it, and I think it is the most easiest way to do it versus using the square shape trying to set our margins. We're not going to do that. Okay, so we're going to go to the top and select file. Then we're going to go to settings and then we're going to add guides. Then click custom. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of these columns. So if you see a number here in the column section, you want to just change that to 0, hit enter. We're going to use our outside margin number first, which was 0.375. Now don't worry about Canva rounding it up. It still is going to be about the same. So then we can click add guide, and as you can see, our margins has been added to our page. But remember, because we are doing more pages, this inside margin needs to be a little bit bigger. So what we can do is go back to file, go to settings, uncheck lock guides, and then we're going to just move this line over until we get to 0.5, and it's not going to be just exact, but we want to get it as close as possible. So let's see. All right, so right now you see it's showing 0.506. We're going to leave it there. Then we're going to go back to file, go to settings and lock guides, and now our margins have been set. Now it's time to set up our pages. I know for my journal I want 2 types of pages in my journal. The first page is going to be an affirmation quote page, and then the second page is going to be the actual writing page with the journal prompt. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to design. And then in the search column, I'm going to search quote, and it's going to give you a few quote templates that you can choose from. You want to find one that just is very minimum without a lot of text or anything that's going on, or multiple type of text, because it's going to make it easier when we start designing, and you're going to see what I mean in a few. So I'm going to select this first one. I don't need the background, so I'm going to detach the image and delete it. Let's change my text color so you guys can see it. And then I'm actually going to make it a little bit bigger and place it in the middle. I'm actually also going to change the font style. When you are setting your pages, you want to make sure that you select your font style and your font sizes at the beginning, okay? So this is the font that I want to use, and then we're going to make it italicized. Let's also change the spacing up a little bit. And I want to make sure that it's centered, so I'm going to go to position, and it's center. It's already centered, so it's fine. This is going to be my quote page. Okay, so now it's time for me to create the writing page. So we're going to select add new page, and our margins are already there, so we don't have to do that again. And then we're going to go back to design, and this time we're going to search for a journal page. You can create your own journal page from scratch if that's something you want to do, but I'm all about making it easy. Okay, so we're going to select this first one here. It has multiple pages that you can choose from. I'm just going to select the first one, and this already has the lines that we need. Okay, I want to change this to match the font style that I have with my quote, so I'm going to select my font here, italicize it. I don't need it to be capitalized, and we're going to also make this much bigger. Let's make it let's do 16. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And also I want to right align this, and I see that some of my lines are kind of off there. If you can see, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. The lines are going across my margins. We don't want that, so I'm going to highlight everything, group them together, and then we're going to move it over just a tad. And if you feel like you want more space here, once you ungroup it, if you want, you can delete a few of the lines. And if you want to add anything additional, like any graphics, you can do that. But for this, I'm just going to leave them very plain. And I think for my quote page, I'm going to reverse the color. So let's make the background black and then make my text white. Yes. Okay. I like how that looks. That's black. These are a little lighter. That's fine. All right. So we have both our pages. I'm just going to do it this way so you guys can see. So we have our quote page, and now we have our writing page. So the next step is to go over into ChatGPT to actually create our quotes and affirmations and our journal prompts. Okay, here we are inside of ChatGPT. I already have my prompt ready that I want to use. The prompt that I'm using is, I'm creating a 90-day journey to empower and motivate women who are on their glow up journey to become her higher self. The vibe is feminine, soft girl energy, and self-love. Provide 90 motivational quotes / affirmations and 90 journal prompts placed in a table format. Then I'm just going to hit enter. Now you may be creating a different type of journal, so you just want to make sure that you are letting ChatGPT know your target audience, the type of journal that you are creating, and the vibe that you are going for, so it can kind of match what you are trying to create. Okay, so now it has created this 90-day prompts and quotes, and if you just scroll down, we want to make sure that it's giving us all 90 quotes and prompts. Once you're ready, you want to click this little arrow button right here that says download, and it's going to download it as a CSV file. Now let's head back over to Canva. From your Canva editor, you want to go over to the left hand side and you want to find BookBolt Create. If you don't see BookBolt Create in your menu, you want to go to app, and then you want to type in BookBolt, and then you want to select BookBolt Create. BookBolt Create is a Canva Pro feature, so if you're currently using a free account, you won't be able to do this. And I highly recommend that if you are serious about creating digital products, go ahead and invest in Canva Pro. It's about $13 a month. It's about 2 matchas or 2 lattes, whichever one you drink, but it is an important tool that you're going to use in your digital product business. So what we want to do is go down and click on upload data, find our download, and hit open. So it's been uploaded. So next we need to connect our data. since journal prompts are listed first, we want to go ahead and page 2 where we have our journal prompt. We want to click that. It will appear here at the top, or you can right click and select connect data. And then you just want to select journal prompts. And then we want to go scroll back to our first page, click on the text and connect data, and then select motivational quotes / affirmations. Once we have connected our data on both of our pages, we want to go back over here and hit continue. And if you scroll down, it's showing all 90, and you want to click on generate 90 designs. And then when you here, it's going to open up in a new folder, so you want to click view in folder. So this is our Bolt created journal, so we want to click on that, and it opens it up in a new page. So if we do a grid view, we can see that now we have all 180 pages of our journal. Now what you may want to do, you may want to make sure you just double check all of your pages to see if you need to adjust any of your text. So like this one, I would adjust it just a little bit. And you can just do a spot check and make sure that all of your text and everything flows the way that you want it to flow. Like this one, it kind of chopped that one off, so you will want to just adjust it where it's not chopped off. Once you have adjusted any of the text that you may need to adjust, let's go ahead and add a welcome page. So from the grid view, if you just click over here to the left, you click add page, it's going to add that page. You can double click that. I actually want this page to be white, so let's change that back to white. And let's just add some text to our welcome page. I'm going to copy the text here just for formatting purposes. Change that to black. I'm going to use this welcome message that I created in ChatGPT. Okay, so here's our welcome page. The last thing that you may want to add to this page will be your website. So you can duplicate your text and then just type in your website. Now, once you have all of your pages, you're ready to move on to the next step. So let's first go up here. We can rename our journal to 90-day glow up journal, or whatever you want to name your journal. You want to click to the top right, click on share, select download. You want to change your file type to PDF print. And then here for the color palette, you want to select CMYK. This is for professional printing. And as you can see, it has that crown logo. So this option is only available for Canva Pro. Yet another reason why you may want to invest in a Canva Pro account, and then hit download. Okay, so now it's time to design our cover for our journal. And just like our interior pages, we need to get the measurements for our cover. So here we are on the KDP cover calculator, and we need to answer these questions so we can get a template that we can use inside of Canva. So we're just going to go through and answer these questions. So we are creating a paperback. We are doing black and white interior. We are doing white paper. We're going from left to right, and we want to measure in inches. And the journal size that we're creating is a 6x9. Then we have to enter in our page count. So for the journal that we're creating, our journal is 181 pages. Once you enter that, you can hit calculate dimensions. Then you want to click on download template. It's going to download what we can use inside of Canva. And when it comes to your measurements, this is the cover size that you want to create. So you want to remember these numbers when we go over into Canva. From your Canva dashboard, you want to click on create, click custom size. You want to change your units to inches, and you want to enter in those measurements that we got from Amazon KDP. And then once you enter your measurements, you want to hit create a new design. And it's gonna open up the Canva editor. And then the next thing that you want to do is upload the template that you downloaded from Amazon KDP. Just a quick note, it does download as a zip file, so you will need to unzip it before you try to add it to Canva. So you go to your uploads, and you want to select the PNG format, hit open. Add it to your editor, And then you just want to drag out your corners until it fits perfectly in the corners. Now, if it does not fit perfectly in the corners, I would say double check your measurements when you created your custom size in Canva. Now, what you're looking at is your cover template. The right side is going to be the front and the left side is going to be the back. And of course, the middle is going to be the spine. Anywhere that you see the red, that is the bleed area. So you want to make sure that your text or certain images are not within those red areas. Now we're just going to make this a little bit transparent to help you design your cover. Now you can keep your covers very simple. You can just create a plain text cover, or you can use images and text. Now I want to start with a solid background. So make sure my background is selected. So let's click on background. And then we're going to change this color, change the background to black. Then we're going to add our text. I'm going to place this here at the top. And then I'm going to duplicate this because I still want the same text, but make it a little smaller. And I'm just going to put my subtitle here. Oops, let's make this a little smaller as well. Let's duplicate this once more. So now that I have my text that I want to use, oh no, I'm missing one. So let's add my heading here. I just want the size. Let me find the font that I want to use. Change that to white. Okay, I'm not going to add anything to the back of the book because I just want it to be a solid color. And then once you kind of have your placement of your text, you can delete the template from KDP, and this is what you're left with. Once you have created your journal cover, one thing I like to do, or a pro tip, is to create multiple journal covers and keep the same interior. This will allow you to easily create multiple journals. So let's try to create one more cover that's a little bit more fun. And just like that, we have multiple covers that we can use to create multiple journals. So once you're done designing your covers, you want to go to the top, click on Share, select Download, change your file type to Print, and then make sure that you change your color profile to CMYK. This is best for printing. Again, that is only available with Canva Pro. And then you also want to make sure that you select which page. You want to do this individually. You don't want to have all pages selected. So let's select number 2, hit done, and select download. And now we're going to head over to Amazon KDP and upload our cover and our interior pages. So the next step is to add your journal to Amazon KDP. You want to head over to kdp.amazon.com. If you do not have a KDP account, you will need to sign up. If you have an existing Amazon account, you can just log in with your Amazon account. Once you log in, it's going to bring you here to your bookshelf. This is your back end of Amazon KDP. We want to click on create new title or series. Then we want to select create paperback. And then we're going to start going through the steps of adding our journal. First, you want to just choose your language, then you want to add your journal title. I'm just going to add the title that we generated in ChatGPT. Next is going to ask if this is a series, this is optional. Next, you want to just scroll down to the author and add your name. Okay, next we're going to add a description, so just scroll down and we're going to paste in the description that we got from ChatGPT. Next, it's going to ask you about your publishing rights. You want to say that you own the rights by selecting that option. Next, it's going to ask you about your audience. So this is asking in regards to any adult content that shouldn't apply. So you want to go ahead and scroll down. You want to select your primary marketplace. Here in the US is Amazon.com. Next, you want to choose your categories. You want to select the category that best fits your journal. So I'm going to go down and select self-help, and then I'm going to select journal. Once you're done, you want to hit save categories, and then you want to make sure that you select low content. If you don't select this, when your journal goes under review, it's going to probably take longer because you didn't select anything here. So you want to make sure you select that. This next section is your keyword section. Although it's optional, I highly recommend that you add keywords here. Keywords are what's going to help your journal get found in the Amazon marketplace. A great tool to help you find trending keywords is BookBolt. Make sure to check out the link in the description box to get started with BookBolt. Okay, next it's going to ask for your publication date. You want to select your publication date. Then it's going to ask you for a release date. So you want to make sure the first one is selected. Once you have everything, you want to hit save and continue. This next step, we're going to add our contents for our journal. Because our journal is a low content book, we can publish without an ISBN, so we can make sure that that's highlighted. Next, you want to go to your print options. You want to select black and white interior. We are creating a 6x9 journal, so that's selected. We want to select bleed. The next option is the finish of your paperback. This is really a personal option. It's up to you. I personally like the matte finish, so I'm going to leave that highlighted. Next, we're going to upload the interior pages. So you want to click on upload manuscript. Once you just locate that from your computer file, and it's going to upload to, okay, once it's been uploaded, you can go next to upload your cover. So you want to go ahead and select upload a cover you've already created, upload your cover file, and then add your journal cover. Okay, next it's going to ask about AI generated content. You want to select yes, then you want to select what appropriately applies. We did use some text we did use ChatGPT. Then it's going to ask you what AI tool. You just type in whatever AI tool that you use. We use ChatGPT. And then we're going to select none if the other options do not apply. Okay. Then the next step is to actually preview your book. So you want to click on Launch Previewer. And this is where it's going to do a quality check. Everything, if you had any issues, it will let you know. You can scroll through your pages and make sure everything is lined up. If you approve, you want to go down here to the right bottom corner, click on approve, scroll back down to the bottom, and next is going to tell you your printing cost. This is how much it's going to cost you for each book. You want to hit save and continue. So now we have to go over our pricing and our rights. So we're going to want to select all territories. Our marketplace is Amazon.com. You want to add your price, let's say $15. And once you add your price, it's basically going to show you your royalty, your printing costs, and then your royalty. So then you scroll all the way down. You can review the terms and conditions by clicking here. If you want to request a proof of your book, you would click here. So Amazon will print out a proof for you, and you can have that shipped directly to you. And you want to just check your journal for any printing issues. And so then the last step is to actually publish your journal. When you're ready to publish, you want to hit publish your paperback book here. I already have this on Amazon Marketplace, so I'm not going to hit publish. If you feel like you're not ready to publish, you just want to hit save draft, and it's going to save it in your bookshelf. Okay friends, so now you have everything you need to start creating your very own journals. You can do this with a busy schedule or working a 9 to 5. You just need to build it little by little in your spare time. So let's stop sitting on ideas and start building our online business. If you have any questions, leave those down below in the description box. And if you want to learn how you can create your own digital store, make sure to check out the video that's on your screen. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.